What's going on, guys? Just Zugal back again, and today I've got a DVD pickups video for you. First up we have Timeline. Been looking for this movie since probably 2004, maybe 2003 when it came out on DVD, and just have never been able to find it, but through some digging in the $5 bin at Walmart, found a copy and picked it up. Still have never seen that there again, so guess I consider myself lucky. Next up is a movie which I've heard mixed things about. Some people have said it's great, some people have said it's horrible. Bought it to form an opinion for myself, and that is Sucker Punch. If nothing else, I think the most common opinion on this is the story is crap, but it's visually awesome. So, hey, at least it looks good, right? But should be watching that probably later this week. Next up we have The Last Samurai, which it was a lot better movie than I expected it to be. It was entertaining to watch. Seeing Tom Cruise in this type of role, back when I saw the trailer for this in 2003, I thought, there's no way he'll be able to pull that off. But he was actually good in the movie. It was him and, I believe it was Ken Watanabe. They had great chemistry on screen. They worked well together, played well off of one another, and really it was a great movie. I highly recommend it if you have not seen it. Next up is a film which really kind of took me by surprise, because when I think action movie, Canada doesn't really pop into my mind. But here we have a Canadian-produced action film, and that is Bounty Hunters. It was an entertaining movie to watch. It had a good story to it. I really liked the moral question of the movie, because the film is about this trio of bounty hunters which gets the option to either turn a guy into the authorities, get 10 grand apiece, or turn him into the mob which wants him dead and get, I believe it was 100 grand apiece. So it's kind of like a what would you do type situation, and really it played out well. It was a good movie. I highly recommend checking that out. I believe it's on Netflix streaming now, so give that a watch if you have Netflix, or even if you buy the DVD. Well worth the $10. Next up we have Paul. Just like Sucker Punch, I heard mixed things about this, but this one I've actually watched, and I will say I loved the movie. It's kind of like a mix of Pineapple Express and E.T., and for what it was entertaining. In my opinion, really can't go wrong with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost in a movie. So, Seth Rogen's hit or miss for me, but it was still an entertaining film to watch. Next up we have a often forgotten sci-fi movie from 2004, and really an underrated Will Smith movie. And that is I, Robot. This one had a good story to it. It was entertaining to watch, and I'm glad I finally have a copy of this. This is another one of those hard to track down films. So, at least in my area. Whenever you go on Amazon or whatever, it's always like, oh, $15, $20, but, you know, a movie like that that's that old, it should only be like $5. And, well, I think that's actually the price I got it at. I believe it was at Five Below, the same place I got this next movie. Which, Five Below, if you have one in your area, definitely go check it out. They have some good stuff there. Next up is a 2-pack here of Stand and Deliver and Lean on Me. I've seen Lean on Me in the past. I've wanted to have a copy of it in my collection. Have never seen Stand and Deliver. So, happy to add both those to my collection now. Next up is The Island. This is one of those films I've heard a lot about, have never gotten the chance to see it, so happy I finally picked up a copy. And here we have another 2-pack. Really only got this for the one movie. The other one, it's just a bonus copy for me because I already have it on DVD. And that's Men in Black and Men in Black 2. I surprisingly did not have a copy of Men in Black on DVD. So when I saw this for $5, I picked it up. Pretty good deal. Never know when that copy of Men in Black 2 will go out, so having both films on one disc, pretty good deal. Next up, Colombiana. This was a pretty average revenge movie, but had some pretty decent action in it, and some of the stunts were good. So, while it's not the best action revenge movie ever, you might want to give it a watch. Next up we have Rise of the Zombies, which Danny Trejo there looks like he could be a zombie. Now this movie, it was a good movie overall. It was definitely one of the better sci-fi produced movies, but my gripe with it is there are points where I can pinpoint where they ripped off other zombie movies. Like, there's this one scene where Ethan Suplee's character gets bit on the arm. They sever it at the elbow, cauterize the wound, and I'm like, oh my god, they ripped off Day of the Dead. And there are several other points. I think there was like, they ripped off Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead, and I don't know, just that kind of stuff bugs me. It wasn't too bad, but just that kind of gets to me. Like, you can't think of anything original to do. Next up, It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. Really only picked this up because the Angry Video Game Nerd did a video on it, and I wanted to see it, and still holds up. It was a great slapstick comedy movie. Finally, this is a movie I've been searching for quite some time, and finally found the original uncut version. And that is Natural Born Killers. I've heard a lot about this movie, have never seen it in its entirety. I've seen like the edited for TV version, but you really can't form an opinion off of that. I mean, I've seen bits and pieces of the TV version at least, but glad to finally have a copy of the version I wanted, and look forward to watching the entire thing probably later this week, if not tonight. Well, that's it for the DVD pickups. I will see you guys next time.